Welcome back to Wizard Supercoach. Hope you all had a nice round 6. There's a bit of carnage going on. Not the usual carnage. We've had the injury variety happening lately, and this week it was more the late in, the ZZ top carnage with the captaincy loopholes and things like that. So some really unlucky people got stuck with having to choose some really left field players as captain, or even ZZ himself, which would have been a disaster. So I feel for them, especially if they were out and, not checking their computer or phone at the time, because it was not much notice. I guess there was still a little bit of injury carnage and stuff going on. But again, managed to avoid most of it. So I scored a 2,306, which takes me up 74 spots to rank 78 for the season. So pretty bloody happy with that, given that Thursday and Friday night I thought I was headed for disaster. It's actually happened to me a few rounds this year, so I think I've got to be a bit more patient. But yeah, after Friday night, I'd just been bent over with the rookie roulette. I'd lost out big time, which you'll see in a minute when I get into the team. But yeah, things corrected themselves. And even, normally things are shit on a Sunday. Anyone that plays Supercoach knows that. But the Sunday ended up going pretty big for me. So yeah, got to be stoked with that in the end. And I guess I still can't believe that I'm ranked inside the top 100 or even the top 1,000 at round 6. So yeah, bit odd, but just roll with it and keep on doing what's got me here, I guess. So we'll have a look at the team, and I'll go through my trades as well, because I didn't get time to make a trade video this week. I've been pretty busy. It was leading into round 1 for my footy league, and yeah, a lot to do there as coach. So yeah, the trades I made. So I went McInerney in for Myers. What else? Farrow was in for Dev Rob. And my third one was Edwards for Watkins. And you're probably thinking, why the hell did you boost for like an Edwards or whatever? I wanted to get rid of Watkins because I knew that I wanted money for this week to start the upgrades. So it got me a little bit of money. So I've got 84,000 there. 30 trades and 3 boosts left. So I'm pretty happy with where that's at for this time of year. So Myers had to go, and that was before I even knew that he'd been tested for a potentially torn ACL. So that's only just come out. But yeah, I traded him out, I think would have been on Friday night. I just wasn't happy with the role that he was playing. It had obviously changed from what he was doing last year, and that was basically why I was picking him. And yeah, after those 270s in a row, the gut feel was all off with it. Like just watching him play, because I watched his games pretty closely, and you'll notice in the AFL they have running lanes and stuff where it's kind of like their line up and down the field, and the way Geelong play, he just wasn't getting used much, and I noticed he probably wasn't covering as much ground, and obviously that's from his knee, but somebody in his role, they need to cover a lot of ground. That's how he gets his points. There's a lot of ball out in space, gets fed the ball, and he wasn't doing it. He wasn't getting away from his opponent, and they weren't really looking to feed him. Geelong are playing a lot more direct. They're kicking it long. A lot of teams are doing it. I think it's a result of the new rules, but yeah, I thought, the gut feels off on that one. So Myers has got to go before it becomes a disaster. I thought I could punt him now while he still had some money on his head and get down to someone who I think will be a keeper, and make some money in the meantime, a little bit. That will help me with my first trade of upgrade season, you would say. I think it's usually about now, isn't it? Anyway, so McInerney, he could have been a few different players, but I settled on him because a guy that's averaging 100 and getting 70% CVAs, that's only 480k. I just couldn't say no to that. So passed up on Pickett. I passed up on Rochelle was another one that I was pretty close to getting, and that's worked out good in the short term. I still think Rochelle's a bloody good pick, but yeah, he kind of shit the bed this week by his standards. So I don't know. It's kind of what you're going to get with Rochelle as well. I think is a lot more up and down kind of games. He's probably got the higher ceiling than McInerney, but McInerney's just a bit safer, maybe because of the role. I can see Rankin starting to steal more CBAs from Rochelle eventually. So keep an eye on that. But, he hits the scoreboard, so he should be okay. I still haven't ruled out getting him at all. And then, Farrow, I was a bit back and forth on. I considered getting Perez in instead. But, in the end, again, the gut feel wasn't right on that one. I would have had to have used DPP and moved Sarong into the midfield, and then I'd be benching like Sarong and Grew. And then all my mid-defense DPPs, they're all stuck in the midfield. I wasn't about it. So even though Perez was cheaper, and really Farrow's score this week didn't justify his price, I still think I made the right move, because Farrow this week made 52k. So I'm sure I can get another 50k out of him, no worries, and I'll be happy with that. Probably get some more good scores as well, because Essendon are having a bit of success actually with that chip mark style. Last 2 weeks for them have been major improvement. So let's just see what happens. Sometimes you just got to swallow your pride and admit that you missed that first price rise, and just try and make up for it. I'm sure there's a famous saying that relates to that, but I can't remember it. And then Edwards. So using a boost to get in another rookie, probably people would advise against it. But Watkins had to go. He's not going to. Even if he does bounce back, he's not going to make money for a while now, because he's got that 80 break even and stuff, and that's if he gets in the team. Just going to be waiting too long, and we know that this game moves fast, so he had to go. And I'm glad that I chose Edwards, because I was also, for a second there, I was thinking about getting Fawcett from Richmond, and in the end I just thought Edwards has better job security, so it had to be him. And I'm glad I did it, because Fawcett I think scored I think it was like a minus or something, wasn't it? I'm not sure, but it was bloody bad, whatever it was. So anyway, that's the trades, and pretty happy with the team, the state it's in. I'm not just talking about the rank or anything. I just mean there's a fair bit of cash gen happening here, and the primos are doing all right. This Selwood one too. I just want to say, my theory from the other week about holding him. So he's the reason I didn't get Farrow the first week when I could have. My theory was that Selwood plays better against better teams, where he's got more to do in defence, and it's definitely come true. He's got a 69 again, so proud of that one, but it did cost me a bit of money with Farrow. So I guess, it was half right. So I'll get into the team now. Sinclair was decent, 119. He's good chance to be D1, I think. I don't think he's got too much... not really got too much competition back there, to be honest. Let's have a look. Where is it? Not ranked players. So what do we want? Defenders. I just want to see who's up there with him. Oh, Parker. You know what? I think the Parker thing is real, as long as he's at half back. But the big problem is you've got Clarko just making these crazy calls with Zerha half back, which actually worked really well. He's put McKerch at a half forward again. I just can't trust it. Parker could be taken out of there any second, and Zerha will almost certainly go back to being forward. I think anyone that's tempted by him this week, just keep in mind, he's not going to play Richmond every week. And I mean, he might work out, but I'd want to see another week of it first. So just try to avoid the sugar hit, as DR calls it. Ash was disappointing at 85. I did watch the game. To be honest, I've had a big weekend. I don't remember really what happened with him. I think he might have... I think at the time I felt he might have been a bit underscored. I can't remember. Anyway, 85's not the end of the world for him. Sometimes he burns the ball, so that's alright. I'm sure he'll bounce back. Who have they got this week? Got the Kangaroos, so I'm sure he'll score bloody well against them. And then Clark, a 146. He's turned into a completely different player this year. So, everyone's always thought, Geordie Clark, he'd give you 105 every week. Look at his average here. But he's doing it in a different way. He's so up and down this year. He's either hitting the ceiling or a floor score. There's nothing really in between. Not how he's always been. But it's good. It shows he does have a ceiling now. Stoked with that one, because I think he's only like 12% owned or something. He was probably the reason why I got a decent rank this week. And then Worrell a 106. So after disappointing last week, I think he scored like a 68. He bounced back with a 106. He was on, I swear he was on like nearly 100 at 3/4 time. And really, I think he definitely was underscored. He had like 28 touches, 90+% efficiency. No, I don't think he had any clangers, no frees against, and yet he seemed to just get scaled right down. Now, I know that contested ball and stuff is obviously a winner in Supercoach, but we know that there's obviously inconsistencies around it because you get these other players who get these gigantic scores from, not many contested possessions. Oh, look at Farrow last week. And yet, other players, it seems like they'll just randomly, I don't know, get scaled right down because there wasn't contested ball. It still doesn't make sense to me, but I'll take the 106. I think really, if you look at his stats, he was looking at a 120 at least. So this is where I really got hurt on the Thursday and Friday night games. Sarong and Jakes, I obviously fielded over Lindsay and Selwood. So what I do myself out of there, about, 50 points or something. So this could have been a much better score. But yeah, a lot of people lost out in the rookie roulette this week. It's just the nature of it. I guess it's really hard to know who to trade out now of these rookies as well, because we've seen every week they're also kind of up and down. It's hard to know who to field, but if you get rid of one, I guarantee that's the player that's going to score well that week. Like, look at how many people got rid of Selwood, and rightfully so. I don't blame anyone for doing it. But then he goes and has 2 good scores in a row, and what's his break even now? He's down back in the minuses. So it's just, they make it so hard. But yeah, Sarong the 48, disappointing. I think he'll do all right this week at Marvel. He's got a good role and stuff. A little bit more money to be made there. I think the 64 break even, he'll hit it. But yeah, he's probably getting towards the end now. Jakes would be definitely 1 or 2 on my chopping block. He's got a decent role and stuff, but they're just not really using him. He had low TOG as well. I'm sure that was just being managed after being sore the week before, but it is Bevo. Anything could happen. Not really sold on Jakes as much. He doesn't look hungry or anything in that role. I know he's a kid, but still. So he's probably got to go because, yeah, if he does make his break even, I can't see him going too far over it, and we do need to start cashing them in or we're going to get left behind. And then Lindsay, the 75, he started really hot, kicked a goal, and he quietened off. But yeah, 75 for a rookie like that, that's killer. He got, an 80 last week. So he's a long way from being chopped, I think. Also, sorry if my voice starts to go. I've been yelling a lot at the footy yesterday, and I don't think my throat's quite recovered from that surgery yet either. But yes, Lindsay looks like a really good player just in general. Like, Supercoach aside, I'm really impressed with him. Would love him at the Crows, but it's not going to happen. I already talked about Selwood. 69's nice. Should have been on. Oh, that sounds... yeah. 69's nice. Yes. Anyway, moving on. Butters a 154. Sorry, I got to compose myself now. Butters 154. Nice surprise there against Hawthorn. I know that Hawthorn doesn't have the best midfield, but sorry, I'm struggling. I know, yeah, they don't have the best midfield, but they are hard to score on in the midfield for some reason. So they obviously play very defensive in there. But Butters, after the week from hell that he had, and don't get me started on that, I'll absolutely tee off on the AFL again, and I'm not going to do it. Funnily enough, the rant that I did go on last week ended up being easily my most viewed and most liked video. So maybe I have to do a few more because people definitely seem to enjoy it. But yeah, Butters the 154. So for all the talk that he's been underperforming and stuff, he's still cranking out a 128 average. Yes, he scored the 154 on a harder team. And yes, he went a bit lower on the teams we expected him to beat up on. But at the end of the day, he's evened it out. He's about where we'd expect. So No complaints for Butters at all. The guy's a class act. Bont is also a class act, but he royally shit the bed with a 66. Now, is that his second shitty score in 2 weeks? Yes. I don't know what was up with him. I watched the whole game. I barely noticed him. Don't think he was carrying injury. He just... It wasn't... I don't think he was tagged either. It didn't look like it. He just could not get near it. He's still averaging 120 though, so I'm not worried. He's already given us some pretty big scores. Certainly in the early rounds when people didn't have him and he was going 160, 140, 150. That was great, so can't complain. He'll bounce back. We know he always does. Even though I think I read that he hasn't had 2 games in a row in double figures for 5 years or something, 6 years even. I'm not too worried. He'll bounce back. It's fine. And then Dacos. So I went, I guess, safe on him, took the VC. I'd considered allowing Grundy to go the captain, but I don't know. I thought, how much more really would I get out of Grundy? It's a lot of risk to take for maybe, like, I was thinking, I don't know, 20 more points or something like that. It's just not worth it. Not with the carnage of this year. So had to be Dacos. Just take the 140 and run. Don't overthink it. So I didn't see the game, but I hear that he was not going so great, and then he had a huge last quarter. So let me know in the comments what happened, but that's what I've heard. That's all I know. I missed a couple of games this round for obvious reasons. Had footy on Saturday. This is where it actually gets really hard for me with Supercoach, is because I can't watch all the games. I miss a lot of them through. My whole Saturday's wiped out with like playing and coaching and stuff like that. So yeah, it gets really, really difficult, I think. Again, I'm kind of surprised that I did all right this week, given that, but probably still coasting off that preseason research. Yeah, Merritt the 150. So this guy has been an absolute sleeper. People, I think, after all the drama in trade period with him, I think people kind of were put off, and I don't blame them because I didn't start him either. But when I got rid of Heaney after round 1, when he hurt his hamstring, got him Merritt, and what's he given us? Like a 120 average. So a 120 average from a guy that I picked up for like 580k. Got to be stoked with that. He's he's definitely exceeding expectations for me, at least. I really only got him as someone to cover through the buys, and hopefully he'd put in a good shift in that. And I mean, I wasn't going to trade him out, but I hoped he might do like 110 or something. But yeah, he's gone above and beyond. And I heard that I didn't see this game, but I heard that he played half back at some point in that game. So that's an interesting one, because we've seen what Holmes is doing down back. Maybe it's Merritt now as well. Good to see. But yeah, stoked with Merritt. Bruin's a bit like Bont. I don't know what happened with him. He had the really slow start, and then just... I don't think... Surely he wasn't playing the same role that he's been playing all year. I just wasn't seeing him anywhere, and it was really hard to tell from the TV what role he was playing. Like, I couldn't really see where he was starting or anything. So I don't know about this one. If it is a role change, then I'd look at moving him on. He's given us some good scores, and unfortunately that broken nose, that game kind of stalled his cash gen. But he has made 100k, so he's got to be considered successful to this point. I'm not really looking at getting rid of him this week. He should do well against Port. But yeah, he's definitely on watch now. I should probably hurry this up. I'm nearly at 20 minutes. Blamires a 61. He's another one who had a really slow start. I think he was on like 8 or something at half time, I reckon. So it was actually a pretty good recovery for him, to be honest. He's got that scoring potential, like, because he plays that wing role. It just, for a whole half, it can kind of not go down there, and then in the second half, it was going down that side a lot. So we know that he can pile on score quickly. I think definitely worth holding for a while, because there's players here that can't do that, I think. So they've got to go first. Break even at 28 now. Yeah, I think if he'll just keep pumping out like those 70s, maybe even high 60s, that's fine. Still make a bit more. Can you get to 350 maybe? It's probably a bit higher. Let's have a look quickly. Haven't really looked at the team since the Supercoach opened for the round. What's he got here? So he's projected to... So he should eventually hit 350, but that will be like after his bye or thereabouts. So now he'll go before that, if that's correct. Talked about Farrow. Murdoch, 85 on return. That was his first game in for me. I actually traded him in last week because I knew he'd come back and that we'd want him anyway. So try to get ahead of the game there. Another, I guess, big no-no. Certain people will tell you, but sometimes if the circumstances are right, he's got to do it. And yeah, he definitely did well. I don't know how this guy didn't get drafted, by the way. Like, I know there's late bloomers and stuff, but I just can't shake the feeling that in the AFL they're still overlooking smart footballers and just good footballers because they're obsessed with these athletes. But like, how many of them fail? Just pick the best players, for Christ's sake. It's not that hard. Yeah, so what? He's made 100k in a single game. That's crazy. He's still 57 break even. So what if he goes, let's say, 80 next week? What's that going to do? If we're going to make like another 60k or something, I reckon. No, yeah, about 60, I think. So he's definitely a safe on-field option. Just, whether he's getting the ball or whatever, or he'll just tackle his way to a good score. He should do really well against St Kilda. And then Smith, he has to be on the chopping block. I actually toyed with the idea of getting rid of him this week, but, there was Watkins and Dev Robb, so I thought they had to go first. I think he did make he made his break even, but now it's at 62. Now, it's purely a role change. Voss has got him at half forward. He's not getting the CBAs that he was. We know if he gets them, he scores really well, but he's just locked in this kind of nothing role. I guess it comes down to if you think that role's going to change or not, and if it's going to happen soon. I don't think so. I think Voss is just going to keep him there. So, yeah, whether it's this week or next week, he's gone very soon. Should make his break even, but you never know. I think that's about it. He'll probably top out at 300k in terms of money now. Could go a little higher, but it's not. I don't think it's worth trading if you can get someone else in. I mean, 1 week of price rise is probably going to destroy whatever he makes over the next 3. So you got to look at it like that. Grill with the 66. So again, kind of lost out here with not as bad as in the defense, but with the rookie roulette. So should have had Bruin and then one of these two rookies on the bench over Grill and Smith. So I actually looped Smith, as you can see here, and I'm sure a lot of people would have, but yeah, I was pretty sure he wouldn't score that well. I just expected these guys to go better than they did. So plan was okay, but you know what Supercoach is like. Yeah, Grill's fine. He'll keep making money. Oh, hang on. Is that a break even to 53? Yeah, so it looks like a few of these are starting to top out around the 300k now. It's what I didn't want to happen. I spoke about it in the preseason. You don't want all your rookies peaking at once because you can't trade them all out at once. And inevitably, some of them are going to lose a little bit of money. So it's not ideal. You kind of want to stagger them. But, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world to have a bunch of 300k rookies either. So, yeah, Grills, I think he'll stay another week. I was actually trying to get rid of Sharp as well, but then I figured I might just hold him because he could come back at some point. And also, with the way the rookie roulette is, because I've got good cash gen all around the place, I think I can hold on to having this this loop here because rookie roulette is just so bloody hard. And yeah, at least having that there, the opportunity to loop in one like Smith here. Imagine if he had have shit the bed on the Thursday night, or if he had gone 100 or something. At least I've got the option that I can have a bit of safety there with Sharp. Hopefully it works out. I don't know. And then with the rucks, Gawn a 105. Even though Fort didn't play, and Fort was the most restrictive ruckman of last year, I think Brisbane in general are just really hard for rucks to score on. It's just the way they play. Their midfield's so good that, you know, Gawn couldn't even get that many hit-outs to advantage. So, you know, it's Gawn, so he still finds other avenues to score. He's a freak. He plays like another midfielder. He's killer in the air. He actually didn't take any marks, I think, and he still got a 105. So yeah, I'll take a 105 against Brisbane for sure. And it kind of evens out where he went big on Wits, where he probably wouldn't normally. And then, yeah, again, we got Kalani White here. So I guess others are making more money because of Mitch Edwards and stuff, but I don't think I've had a captain go below like a 130, 140. And it's because of the Kalani White loop that I've always got here. And then, yeah, I guess it's like, do you preference the money or the scores on the field every week? I don't know. That's up to the individual, but yeah, I just like having that there to be able to do it. It's just an easy one. And then Grundy a 136. He's in great form. This week, I think it's got to be, I guess wait and see if English is named, but it would have to be just like Grundy VC into Gawn Thursday and Friday night. Because if Grundy is up against Emmett, that's a bloodbath. And we know that Gawn's just going to destroy whatever Richmond put out there. So that's the easiest, the easiest VC and C I think we'll get all season. But if English plays, it makes it a bit more interesting. I'll have to have a look into that and look back through the slides from the video I did in the preseason. Look how Grundy actually matches up against English. Actually, you know what? Let's do it now. Bugger it. Let's look. So some of you might remember the video I did for this, and it shows the ruck v ruck. So not ruck versus team, but the actual ruck v ruck matchups. So English on average last year was giving up 90 points a game to his opponents. But Grundy averaged 179 on him last year, and over the last 2 years averaged 120. So even if English plays, I think it's not actually a bad bet to just chuck the C on him, the VC on him. Yeah, there you go. So we'll go back to the team now. Sorry, I will try and hurry this up. We're almost a half an hour. It's because I had to explain the trades, which I didn't do for the trade video. So, yeah, forward line, Sheasel again at 141. Again, I don't talk about him. Everyone has him. He just does what he does. He makes no difference to Supercoach, really, because everyone owns him. McInerney, the 96. I was pretty happy with him. I thought he was probably a little bit underscored. You look at his stats, I think he had 2 goals and like 26 touches or something. You go and look at some other players, other midfielders, they get huge scores for that. I know he's not the most contested player, but it's not like he's completely outside either. I don't know. I've given up trying to work out how they do these, but yeah, McInerney was good. He reminds me of, he's big-bodied, fairly big midfielder. He reminds me of like Callahan a bit. Maybe a little bit like the Bont. People will laugh at that, but yeah, just he's that combination of like power and speed and the big body mid. It's what do they call it? The midfielder of the future, that kind of thing. So he's kind of graduated off of the wing and that into being a full-time mid. It's good to see, and he's scoring well. I think Sydney will keep it up. He should do well at Marvel too. Just that run and carry. So yeah, I'm glad I chose him because he's pretty consistent now. Flanders 117. So I actually spoke in my last video about when do we get off Flanders, because I don't think he's going to be a top 6, and he probably won't be with what's happened with the DPP and that. But he's going to be close, I think. 117 was a nice bounce back. What did he get last week? An 88, I think. Let's look. Yep. 88. So, he's not, apart from that first one in the 70-78 against Collingwood in opening round. He's not really gone below 80. For his price, that's not bad at all. So 93 average. He's going to be close enough. I think it comes down to, because everyone has him, it's who you bring in for him that makes all the difference, because you could get a big leg up on the competition. So yeah, if it just makes it hard, because we've now got this situation where we're having to field these forward line rookies, and some of them are not up to it. Like, look at Philippou, he's got to go. But I guess it's still a case of, when do you get rid of Flanders if you're going to do it? Because let's say you get rid of him now and you go down to Rochelle, or they're about the same price. Just for the sake of being different, are you really going to gain much? I don't know. Probably not. Week to week, maybe, but like not in the long term if they average the same, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I don't know. Wait and see on Flanders. But if you think that there's another guy around the same price or whatever that's an absolute home run, you could definitely get an advantage. Cook with the 99. This was great. He was another one that I was actually considering getting rid of this week. But that 99, that's just like reset his cash gen. He's down to a break even at 18. So he'll make a bit more money for us. He's looking better and better every week as well as a player. He's got a really nice kick, and the role is not bad at all. Be interesting to see how he goes against Brisbane, actually, especially because it's at the Gabba. I think, without looking at it, just off the top of my head, he tends to score better at Adelaide Oval, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I don't know. Like, with that break even, if he doesn't do well this week, then he's gone, and that's fine. He's made us heaps of cash, even by the old metric. What's he done? He's made like 150k, so yeah. Great pick. Philippou, he's got to go. He's just not doing it. And I'm sure there will be some kind of spike score coming up, but he's barely, lately he's barely getting past a 40, and his break even's 37, so can't wait for it. And I don't know, he'd be considered a failed pick. He's only made 76k, but what I might do is, because he's got West Coast this week, I might possibly hang on to him for another week, and just because I want to get him off the field though, might try and swing some DPP and get rid of one of the midfielders. I don't know. I haven't really looked at trades or anything, but I would definitely be hesitant to get rid of Philippou as much as I want to, right when he's about to play West Coast, especially at Marvel. And then Marshall was 76, so he started off really hot and he kind of faded out, but I don't give a shit, because at his price, that 76 is gold. And break even at 17, he's still got more money to make. So he's another one that should get to around the 300k. So you can see why I'm not really worried about having the Kalani White and the Dyson Sharp loop. And the other thing is as well, I'm not interested in picking rookies that I'm not keen on, just for the fact that they are rookies and they are playing. There's something I've been sucked in by in previous years, and one of the lessons I guess I've learnt is it doesn't lead anywhere. There's no point in doing it. You might think like, oh, at least I'm making money because you get like a price rise or two, but you just run out of trades. You got no money at the end, and then you got to pick bloody Shy Bolton, and then you're screwed. So sorry for the Bolton owners out there, but yeah, this is last year. This is last year's Bolton I'm talking about. So yeah, Marshall, good, very good. Lombard 45. He made money, not much, but he did. Break even at 25, so he can go again. I don't think he'll score much at all against Hawthorn. They're pretty unforgiving in their defence. But the thing is, he's not really made enough. 80k he's made. I don't know if we can even squeeze another 20k out of him, though. That's the problem. I don't know what's happened to him. Like, he looked different in the preseason. He was playing like that high half forward link up role really well. Now he's kind of fallen into that just that small crumbing forward pocket role. And he does all right sometimes, like in a quarter or whatever, and then he'll just go missing for a whole half. It's kind of the nature of that role, but yeah, not good for Supercoach. So I don't know. I feel like it's wasting a trade chopping him for 80k. But if something else presents that's really good, like that bloke from Collingwood, is it Anderson? Angry Anderson? Yeah. So something like that happens, maybe that's when you can cut your losses and just take the 80k. And then Edwards 52. He's lucky to not get rubbed out with the concussion, or he still might. It was actually pretty dirty what John Noble did to him, I got to say. But yeah, not too bad considering I bought him in this week. So we can keep going at low 50s. What's he going to make? What's it got him? Because what's he done? Like 50s every week, I reckon. 58, 52, 52. Hey, he's consistent if nothing else. So yeah, it's going to be a slow burn. It might be another that we only get 80k out of. Unless Essendon get a win and he gets like a nice spike score. Maybe if he kicks like 4 goals or something. Looks like a pretty good player. I don't know. Wait and see on him. He's just come in, so I don't need to worry. And then McAndrew in the flex, the 79. I think that he is going to get rested very soon. But then when I look at the fixture, I can't really work out when. They wouldn't do it against Brisbane because Brisbane like to play the dual rucks. And I can't see them doing the whole McAndrew and Rob thing together again. But then if we go to round 8, we got the showdown. They're not going to rest anyone for the showdown. That's must win, regardless of ladder position or anything. Got Richmond in round 9. I reckon it's going to be round 9. I reckon it'll be Rob. Rob will come back in, and it'll be Rob and Finbar. And yeah, McAndrew will get his week off. So, not saying you have to get rid of him when he gets the week off, but I reckon it is coming. So, what's that? We got 2 weeks, I reckon, before it happens. So what's he projected to make? There's going to be another big one, I reckon, is when people decide to get off of this pick. So he's made 237. He's at 356 now. He's projected to be at 384 in 2 weeks' time. He's averaging 86 though, so he can still, I think, there's still money to be made. And I reckon there is going to be games where he's going to score a good one and just that break even is going to come right down. So, it's an interesting one. I guess for now, just wait and see. But I'm fairly confident that round 9 he'll get rested. Because think of what Richmond's got in the ruck. And Richmond's not travelling so well. If they were ever going to rest him, I think it's going to be then. He is looking a bit beat up, a bit tired. You watch him when he hits the deck, he takes quite a while to get up. I'm not really basing it on too much more than that. And the fact that he's probably played a lot more this year than he expected to, or that even more than the club expected him to, because he's done so well, and Rob has just fallen off a cliff. The new rules and all that. I mean, the man can't kick a drop punt. Enough said. Anyway, I will do some research and stuff this week and try and come up with some kind of trades. I don't want to use a boost. I don't think I'll have to either. I'm going to go... You know what? I was going to say I'm going to go the value route from here, but I'm not strictly going to do that, I think. I think going value for the sake of going value is where you can fall into some problems. You got to remember that sometimes players are priced low because it's always the case because they're scoring low. So I've seen a lot of people talking about getting McCluggage, getting Nass. I don't think there's an appeal there. Like, why would you want them if they're not scoring good? Yes, they could end up scoring well, but if you pay up just a little bit more, you'll get that security out of someone else that's actually scoring well. And with the way the rookies are this year, yes, it's been rookie roulette this week, but overall, have a look at their averages. They're scoring I think a lot better than they have in previous years. Probably because there's no sub. But yeah, I think it lets us get more of a Guns and Rookies setup anyway. So yeah, I think that's about all I've got. Oh man, I've got 40 minutes here. I'm sorry, it's probably a bit longer than I intended, but yeah, I'll definitely come up with something. I'll get the trade video out this week. I might even do like a live stream or something and just have a chat with everyone about like where it's at, where Supercoach is at the moment, because I feel like the landscape changes a lot in the game, and I've always had this feeling that the season is split in thirds. You get your first 8 weeks where you have a lot of players do well, and then you have the next 8 weeks, the middle 8 weeks, I should say, where it's usually a lot of different players step up and they start performing, and then you obviously get your last third, your last 8 weeks, completely different players again. At least that's what it feels like. So anyway, I'm probably ranting now. So let me know in the comments how you went. I hope you all went well. It is a bloody cruel game, this one, but yeah, let me know who you're looking at for the trades and which rookies you're going to cut first, because this is real make or break stuff now. I think we're getting to that upgrade season. So, as always, thanks for your support and for watching my videos. It is appreciated, and yeah, I'll see you when I make that trade video or the live stream. Cheers.